market? I mean, this is postseason baseball, be ready for anything, but can you kind of take us through that? You're up warming and you sit down after catching another Albies fly ball. We'll ask you about that later, but then just having to get, heat back up again and get back in there.
Yeah. These games, you're always on the edge of your seat. It doesn't really matter the score because anybody can pitch at any time. And, fortunately we have such a good bullpen that, we all know that we're able to be in at any moment. So it really wasn't too big of an issue.
What is it you've seen from, Freddie Freeman all season, but just these past 2 days? I mean, it's kind of fitting that he's the guy that's kind of providing that early spark both days.
Yeah, it's he just keeps reiterating why he's the MVP, right? Consistency. Freddie's one of the most consistent players I've ever seen, I've ever played against, with, been around. And that's just who he is. If you had one word to sum him up, it's consistency.
Go ahead, Steve.
I think they said on the broadcast you've now caught more home run balls than you've given up this year. Your thoughts about that, and are you going to ask to play any outfield here this series? Well,
I already did on Twitter, and that's more home runs than I've caught my entire life, let alone one season. So hopefully tomorrow night's three in a row.
Go ahead, DOB.
Mark, can you look at this as, you guys almost blew the entire lead, but can you look at it as, hey, we survived, and that's all the postseason's about? You showed something there in the end by, against a team like that. I mean, you're up 2-0 now, however you got there.
Can
you take a positive out of, even though you blew most of that lead? You're still up 2-0. Huh?
I don't really understand your question.
Can you still take something positive out of this? You're still up 2-0 in the series, despite, blowing a big lead. Can you leave this thing feeling, good that you survived this game?
I think that's a terrible question. I'm not even going to answer it.
Go to you, Scott.
Mark, another question on Ozzie. Did you give him the baseballs, and do you make him trade anything for them?
Yeah, I need a Breitling. I'm just going to go down the list, and I'll make that up tonight and give it to him tomorrow. But I kind of want to go 3 tomorrow, so maybe I'll hold off for another day.
Okay. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, what's your view of what Ian has done this postseason? A kid that young, just refusing to give up runs in the postseason.
Oh man, he's got ice in his veins. Every time I'm so impressed, it's special. We talked a lot about Ian, and I'm looking forward to watching Kyle tomorrow as well. Both those guys, man, it's front office has done a really good job of getting these young guys. And Ian, you would never think that he's, what is he, 22, 23 years old? I mean, he's just so mature, and like I said, ice in his veins. It's really neat. I'm so happy for him, and this is a short bit of what we're going to see from him in a long time from now. We're going to keep looking back at these moments and continually see that from here on out. I'm excited for him.
Jeff, we'll go to you.
Yeah, Mark, just in general, kind of along those lines, a lot of people were wondering, obviously, about the starting pitching on your team going into the postseason. That's one thing everybody was talking about. What were your thoughts going into the postseason? And just are you even a little bit amazed about, what these 3 guys have been able to do to this point?
Yeah, amazed is probably the right word. They just keep stepping up game after game, and I don't know what to say. It's really special. I'm so happy for them, and they need to continue. We need to keep going with it, and Fortunately, they've got some good experience now and understand the situations, and the confidence is there. It's like I said, it's pretty cool to watch.
Do you remember your emotions the first time you pitched in the postseason?
No, I think I blacked out.
Perfect.
We'll go to you, John.
Thanks, Mark. I was wondering, how would you compare the issues that the Dodgers can pose to you as a lineup right now in comparison to what you saw from them when you were in the same division with the Giants? Because, of course, this is a team that, with the divisional play this year, that the Braves didn't see during the regular season.
Yeah, there's all the way up and down the lineup. They obviously they're super talented and they're always going to play you strong. They're consistent as well, 1 through 9. They have a very good approach, and there's no letting up like we saw tonight. It doesn't matter the score; they're not letting up. So very similar to what I've seen in the past, and that's why they have 8 division titles, and good solid club.
Scott, we'll go to you.
And Mark, one more for you. You guys are super tight in that bullpen and talk strategy a lot. Have you talked as a bullpen, or you had any conversation with guys about, maybe a bullpen game coming up, after Kyle, game 4, game 5, whatever, and how much the bullpen would enjoy showing off every guy and all the weapons and depth you guys have there?
No, we haven't. That's not up to us, and we have a couple other young guys that don't get talked about too much, but they're pretty special too. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, we'll do 2 more. We'll go to John, and then we'll end it with Kelly.
And Mark, just one more for Tyler Matzik to get the win tonight. Just with all he's battled in his career to come back and have this moment, how happy are you for him as a teammate?
He's been a huge reason for our success in the pen down there. Without Matzik, we couldn't piece things together, and he gives us 2 innings tonight and has done that quite a bit. And really that's allowed us to win so many ball games. We don't really look at those 5th, 6th, 7th innings all that often, and because of him, we've been able to piece together wins quite often, for those innings sometimes not getting much love.
Okay.
Thanks, Mark.
Kelly?
Hey, Mark, I jumped on late here, so hopefully you haven't answered this, but you've been on a lot of winning ball clubs and teams that have played deep into the postseason like this, and certainly we hear all the time about momentum. When you look at what happened tonight, help evaluate for me. They certainly, like you said, fought back late, but at the same time, you guys take a 2-0 series lead. So is the pressure on them? Is the momentum with them? How do you read it from where you are and where this team is?
Well, like I said, they're a good club. They're not going to give up. They're not going to not continue to fight. We have to treat tomorrow like it's the first game of the series and come out strong. And I don't. There's no reason for either club to take their foot off the gas, right? It's nobody's won anything yet, so we just got to come out strong and keep our mindset and stay focused.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll wrap it up with that. Mark, thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mark.